Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, let's let's see. Gotta make sure everything is set up right, you know? We post this into the Discord. We started. Okay. Continue. She got okay, she got to know that I'm lying to her, doesn't she? Or is she just trusting? Or is it that's good thing about when I'm speaking about vision novels, like it doesn't cover my entire screen. I don't need to go chat go to chat and like you know exit out. Right. So get back to it. Feel kind of like a monster. Kind of forget the whole context of this when like it's like a month. Alright. Had to go charge my phone. All part of my master plan. Oh, she said it. She said a lie. She said it. I think I watched so many Sonic videos. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning then. Thanks for the food and keeping us company. Yeah, I thought she was doing me a favor. Yeah, yeah. That's good. Ren nods in agreement. Yeah? I won't say see you tomorrow because that would be me predicting the future. And I'm pretty sure I can't do that. Okay, Ren. Thank you. Your insight. Okay. Are you too? I feel oddly glad I decided to leave my room today. And a bad way to start my second week here, I suppose. Once I'm sh- once I'm sure I'm out of Ms. Imu, my 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 line of sight, I make a beeline for the food stand and buy some cake. Oh, okay, I can remember now. So Imus, Imui, or that color. My yeah, it's the my colors at the food stand. Okay. At least it's not fried, right? Yeah, and we're not supposed to eat fried food. Probably better than what I plan to do. Feel like feel a little bad about lying to Imu, though. Does seem to, does seem concerned about my health. I'll make it up to her somehow. Better head back to my room. Hey, I do have work to do. Yeah, the only work you need to do, man, right now is just eat up that food. My body is no, my book is waiting for me. Up on my bed if read through the whole firework display. Eventually, all that walking, or more actually running around, caught up with me. Water. I'm really out of shape. I don't think it's. Oh, technically, yeah. But it's also that you have health problems. Imu. Like I'm saying it wrong. I would say Imai dragging me out of the morning to run might have been a good thing after all. It's something to look forward to. And it's always looking something to look forward to, especially your friends. Oh, do you have an animation? That is weird. Even for a visual novel to have like animations. I I like it's funny. I hear people talk like on like social media about characters having pointy chin in Korean manhwa, but they have not seen old Japanese comics at all. They used to have like chins pointy. It's like nice. This is just adorable. And a little fan service for the degenerates. My alarm beeping shatters my early morning quiet, and I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to food. I always be excited for food. Then again, you shouldn't just be right, Grace. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby, or even as a possible life, mm, or even as a possible lifeline thing. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to my yesterday. which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. The morning air, the cool morning air, caress my face. Cool morning air caress my face as the morning sunshine caused the dew on the grass to sparkle. Early, 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 ah, early. No, it's not early. Nearly blinding me for the effort. Godly. As, as soon as I make my way down to the truck, an ugly thought strikes me. What if, what if this is some sort of joke that Emma is playing on me? What that would that be that surprise me? Well, I'll probably do it to the new guy too. Is a new guy at the very least. I'm sure. Oh no, you should talk about that. At least, at the very least, I'm sure Emma and Rin made a bet on whether or not I'll actually show up. I don't know. I don't seem. It doesn't seem like Rumai is that kind of person. To be honest, Rin just does not care. She's in her own head. So I felt a sensation of sensation of trepidation as the truck comes into view. You're late, huh? Let's wake up early. It seems that Emma is already there. What a relief. Huh? Not according to my watch, we're early. In fact, you know what? This little line, despite you're just there for like to read through it, has so much character compared to how most characters are in like shows or anime, any kind of comic in general. It's really nice to have like at least a character that actually has a comeback to somebody. Not like a rude way, but it's just like at least instead of saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," like they always use "sorry." It just feels like such a uh, pretty poor way to really write a character. Like often they always saying sorry for everything. Huh? Damn, you got me right there. I'm missing on the benches, on the bleachers, decking out her running gear. Decked out her run, decked out in her running gear, waiting for something patiently for me. Waiting somewhat patiently. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that this would be a joke or something. Now I'll never make somebody get up early for nothing. Yeah, that's right. Uh, Plus Ren owes me 500. Yeah, nah. Didn't think you actually show up. Oh, okay. Maybe I was wrong on one part. Maybe I was actually. All right. Ren has some character now. Got to know him. Mo was on my side at least. Huh? I'm gonna hop off the bleachers and begin stretching out. He was bleach, remarkably glide. It could be marked with effortless grace. Uh, Riddenly bent. Um, I'm guessing in this term is like he's describing her to be very flexible. I set out to stretch as well, but then I realized that I didn't exactly remember how to stretch properly. Honestly, is there really is there a proper way to stretch properly? Never. I always thought like you just lift your hands in the air and just be done with it. To be honest, the more you learn, you know. It's been ages since I stretched for anything. If you don't count that 1 inch of rolling last, that one is cent. And even then, I don't really actually stretch beforehand. Spectre of my long hospital stay rise again, rise up again. Spectre of my long hospital stay rising up again. I can't say I wasn't. I was all that active before the hospital stay. So, so maybe I'll just make. Maybe I'll just be morals. Maybe. All right. Emma giggles as she watches me stretch out. No, no. So you're gonna hold it longer than that. Uh, If you see me like going back and forth and doing something, I do apologize. I'm like, uh, playing like a game while also doing this at the same bit, like multitasking. So really supposed to do that. I'm trying. It kind of hurts a little. That's because you're out of shape and you got to get some flexibility in you, like this. Demonstrate. My stretches down and put her head through her legs. That is, I don't think that's possible for a person who just got out of a hospital to do, and for the average high schooler to do, unless you're in gymnastics. See, is that the sort of thing I should strive for? Of course, flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to run faster the more you stretch out. That makes no sense to me, but Amy seems to believe it is true. With Imai's help, I managed to stretch out myself properly. People notice that when she thinks about how to explain things, her mouth crunches up in concentration. It's adorable. Okay, so like this, it's not bad. It's so calm. We gotta start running. We'll jump off with just a mile, okay? That's 4 laps around the track. Got it. That sounds fine to me. Ah, yeah. I think I'm getting sick. Hopefully not. His memory of running a mile for the gym class surface mount. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. My sets out a pretty good place. And I set a pretty good plate, and I fall in behind her. Or like a mile behind her, let's be real here. Hold on, give me 1 second. Gotta just gotta activate the subjective. I can just go AFK and just yeah. Try to keep up, okay, so Roger. We run the first curve without an incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increase slightly. But the second curve, I start breathing through my mouth. And it doesn't seem to be breaking a sweat. If I mm, as if I as if hold on. And may this be a lesson to most of you. Stay in school, don't be like me, you know. Well, I went to school, but reading was not a subject, you know. But it's okay, we can improve on it. Punctuate. To provide a text with punctuation, record, to stress, or amplify. As if to punctuate her superiority, he turns around and start running backwards. Are you doing okay, Hisu? Okay. Yeah, I can see. Never been better. But really, maybe I should speed up then? Hmm? Maybe not. Oh, no, I wouldn't want you. Yeah. Don't overexert yourself. Wow. A heavy pen to wheeze. Wheezing out and make the statement less convincing than I had to hope. Mine seems to smile and turn around again. Little boss Siso will stay at this pace. I get a feeling that I'm being mocked. Most definitely. If I were in such a terrible shape, I would feel offended. But the third up, my breathing is coming in rags and gaps. In rags, gaps. I'm I'm also washing my own sweat. Grosser. We round the curve and start our fourth lap. And Mai looks back at me with a grin. Here we go. Takes off in blinding speed while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. By the time I got the first turn, she's already like running the second. No, she's already around the second. As I struggle across the bench, okay, badly. As I struggle across the backstretch, am I continues running and cat. Come on, so you could do it. I'll answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my legs and the muscles, in my leg muscles. Part of me, oops, part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die here. But then again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. The moon keep pace with me as I run the second turn across the finish line. Her sprint seemed to have gotten her sweating. Actually, it actually caused her shirt to turn slightly transparent. It seems she wears a black sports bra. Okay, thank you for the information, man. I feel a very slap of guilt for being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest, but my legs and chest are burning so badly I can't bring myself to care that much. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's okay, so man. You're a little perverted. That's nope. Not bad for the second. Not bad for the first effort, so. Must be the second because we ran a lot of time. Oh no, I don't think so. Because last time we fell right. Character, I mean the main character fell. His fell down and was out of breath. Kind of you to say, oh, mine seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little bit more heavily than she was before trying to run. Running. He seemed to have been sprinting that. He seemed to have. It must have been the sprint that did it. Yeah. Yeah, I got a few more sprints in. We should walk around the track to be cool down. Then we could stretch out and we'll be all done, okay? Sounds great. My legs are on fire and my breath is still heavy, but seemingly my heart seemed to be taking the string well. Another triumph another triumph of medical science, I suppose. You should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easy to catch your breath. Surprisingly, she's right. I've been strolling around the track happy to feel my breath coming back to me. It was a blur as my sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. That's fascinating. 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 What a thought fantastic. It's not just because she's on a hold on. Let me get there. I want to be saying it right. Prosthetic. Okay. No, it's not just because she's on prosthetic, though that would be interesting. This is just cute. The really interesting thing is the way her face. The really interesting thing is the way her face changed. I only can catch glimpse of it as she run by, where her face seemed to come alive with a sort of fierce joy. It's as if nothing else in the world but her and the track. By the time I got to the final stretch, Emma seemed to have finished her sprinting. She breathes heavily now, but wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves at me, curly, cheering, no, not cheering, curly, curly, cheerily, yeah, cheerily. Actually, I got it right then. Curly, as I near. Doing better, right? Actually, yeah. Do you want to take another lap around with me? I got to cool down too. You know, no, I have to. Uh, I've got to cool down too. You know, part of me would rather sit down, not move, but something's telling me that would be a bad idea. Besides, if I sit down and no way, there's no getting back up again. Sure, why not? I got her hands behind her head now, which makes her seem very relaxed. Her position of her arm, pulling her shirt upwards ever so slightly so that I can see small strips of her belly. I do my best to act like a gentleman. You're not a gentleman. Not to look, you're definitely looking. But the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is pretty arresting. This is some interesting word choices. So, how do you feel, sir? Surprisingly good. Actually, I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good. As soon as I say it, I realize that it's true. Still, part of me wants to lay down and die, but feel like I accomplished something. Almost like a glow through my body that persists despite the soreness. Yeah, that's the runner high. Runner high. Yeah, something to do with adrenaline. Adrenaline. You might things for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. And she shrugs and grins at me. I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling though, isn't it? Other than sex, right? How do you sex is? Hold on, I'm gonna save this screen. I opened my mouth to respond shortly before processing what she just said. And like Emma watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter. Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're too easy. You're just too easy. Why would I agree to run with you again? No, why did I agree to run with you again? Emma just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changed the moment she see the time. Oh no, we better get a move on. So, this is an hour and I need a shower. I should probably do that as well. I need to see the nurse too. Maybe he'll write a note for me being late. Why do you need to see the nurse? I points at her prosthetics as if it would explain everything. Is it pointing for check for irritation? You know, from sweat or friction or anything. That's pretty realistic, not gonna lie. I probably did not catch that last part, and I'm constantly skipping it. Alright, text history. Okay. Normally I only go after practice, but we've been running. But we are going to be doing this morning runs, and I guess I'll see him twice a day. Oh, wait. So am I only started doing these runs since I show up? I'm more convinced to run with me at a later time. After. It's more convenient. It's more convenient to. It's more convenient for you to run with me a later time. Don't be silly, and then I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. But if I don't have a partner to run with, I'm less likely to keep up with it. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let somebody. Oh, huh? Yeah, that's true. You better be my running partner. We both need exercise, so it's it's all worked out. Don't you know? Yeah, perfect. You don't, you don't really have to be me though. Well, I guess I don't. I can't complain too much. My mine's pretty on time. And she's right. I do need to exercise. Doctor orders even. My waves a quick goodbye to me. Right. Mom, come have lunch with me, okay? But can't you know a meal in the middle of the day? Come have it with us. Where the rooftop? Wouldn't like sit there. When lunchtime with us? That's a silly question. Yeah, but I sort of feel like I need to ask all the yeah, but I sort of feel like I need to ask all three of these completeness sake. Okay, hold on. Not bad. Nice to see you soon. I mean, see ya. But then she takes off like a shot. Is she going to see the nurse first? I hurry back into my room and hoping to hop in the shower, only to find the water takes a while to heat up. The chakra of the cold nearly kills me. Oh yeah. I mean, you get used to it after a while. Like I believe water is very important. The I wouldn't say it's good to bathe with cold water. Like after you just sweat, know, like you have to like cool down. You might like catch something. Not even catch something like your body just might react horrible. But so managed to warm the water a bit. I spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen. My heart surprisingly feel less bothered by the run. I suppose that's a good thing, even if it doesn't make me feel a bit of a wuss. I guess I have to keep this running thing up. Otherwise, I'm sure Emma won't let me near the end of it. It's only after I get out and dry myself, I realize that I only got 10 minutes left. Put on my clothes and get to class. But they have breakfast in the morning? Or just go straight to class? The hands of the clock finally set me free from the Okay, set me free from the tedium of one yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proves that to be more problem than I. My legs are killing me from the morning run. Maybe doing these with isn't just a hot idea. Still running give me a hell of a appetite. I'm halfway down the hall to the cafeteria and I remember that I got my lunch with me. My parents provided me with some pre-packed stuff when I moved in, and good thing too. Uh, The hallway is packed with students heading for the cafeteria. Going back to the swimming upstream, but I feel I got an appointment to keep up on the roof. It takes me a moment to find on the staircase leading up to the roof, but I'm willing to bet my and Rin aren't up there. But in fact, think I saw it and my running among the bodies in the hallway heading for the cafeteria. Oh, wait. Sorry there. There was like a any mean the game I was playing. That was bugged. Alright, back to it. Step out step out the door to pick up fresh air blowing my face. Maybe if I'm upside down. Part of me wants to be surprised that Rin is already up here. What's that going to accomplish? Things in a cloud. Can't you just look at them up right side up? Rin roll her eyes and something approaches. It's something well eyes. Something approaches. Inspiration. Then I wouldn't get a new perspective. Is upside down really a new perspective? Aha. I caught her off guard. Renuka, pensive. Pensive. First I'm hearing that word. Ah, okay. Engage in a deep and serious thought. Maybe I should use that from now on. Pensive. You may have a good point. You have a good point. Maybe sideways. As the swing lays down to the bench to look at the sky, I gave up. Unfortunately, Emma chose the moment to burst through the door, carry blue bags. He nearly took out the door when he took the door off the hinges. Sorry, it took me long. There was a ton of people in the line. She dropped the first bag from the Red and takes a seat on her bench next to her. You buy Red's lunch for her? Sometimes, yeah. I've, I've been by my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she carries it. Plus, I never buy her lunch. Oh, I'm grateful of you. So wait, she doesn't. Sometimes, yeah, I'll have Ren buy my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she'll carry it. Plus, I'll never buy it. Okay, so she never buy her lunch. Couldn't stay at Trader for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles. Yeah, that's cute. Emma, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things? Didn't I really have this conversation? Look, looks thoughtful. Apparently, giving the question some thought. After deep and profound pause, she speaks. I have no idea. That is a real and fair statement, honestly. Well, at least she passes, and they should be coming to the track meet, right? Maybe with track meet. I don't know yet. Necessarily after I went through all the trouble of letting you run with me in the morning, going to show up for my track meet, wasn't she the one who asked me to run with her? Yeah, but also you're forced to run, unless you're gonna have like heart problems, like always. So win some, you lose some, I guess. Oh, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter. Wait, no, I didn't say that. She beams at me at if I would just agreed to her $1 million. Are you coming after all? That's great. Say that eating. Are we going to? So I'll make sure he comes. Okay. Good idea, Rin. Maybe we can get some food or something after the meeting's over. Feel like I'm being cornered, but not by these two. Like there's some outside force pushing me, voting me towards my destiny. Or maybe I shouldn't read books that features conspiracy theories so heavily, otherwise I might end up sounding like Kenji. Hey, Kenji is the goat, man. Kenji, there's nothing wrong with Kenji. He's okay. Maybe nothing's wrong with him. It's just Kenji's Kenji. So I suppose that I got some show up now. I don't think I should stand against both of them. Never heard the end of it. When is it again? Next week, silly. I just told you a few days ago. No, you did not. Oh, she told you about you now. I forgot. Well, you won't forget to come, though, will you? Of course I won't. I'll even put a note on my calendar or something. Sage Rin. That's probably a good idea. Sometimes changing course. Let's try and changing course. Can you do that? This time it's Emma who gives a shrug. Suppose it can't help if it happens. Now, unless you have time travel or something, you don't actually think that could happen. I don't, I don't think we. I don't think we do. Do we? It shrugs again. That seems to be her default response to everything. Suppose not, but I reserve the right to change my opinion the moment. as expected. As that supposed to mean. This time is my home strokes. She seems like she's using Ren's own weapon against her. The response is sort of the thing I expect from you, that's all. Am I really that predictable? My smile seems to border is it's so bordered on a gluten. Border. No, I just like you're unpredictable. Unpredictably is pretty predictable. So it's predictable or not predictable. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Almost died there. Oh, not video game I'm talking about. Well, that's alright then. I don't think I get a chance to see whether everyone's being serious or not. That's the bell ring. I did notice that launch period simply slipping by at all. Hanging up these two was quite too interesting. Hanging out. She jumps up and looks panic on her face. Oh no, and he stopped by my room to pick up my note. Oh, then. Did you wish to have a time machine now? It seems rather smug that she delivered that line like she just won an argument. Even ignored it in the comment. Sorry, sir. But you need to make sure garbage get thrown out away. But could you make sure our garbage get thrown out? I usually clean up myself, but I got to run. Sure, no problem. Oh, okay, give me 1 second. Already? Give me a second or so. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. I apologize. Alright. My darts away with an urgency and starting to expect from her. Don't bother asking her why she can help. She already seemed to be preoccupied with something entirely. As if she's wandering off. Probably she's probably used to my taking clean up, and for some reason I doubt Emma's ever raised the issue. Cleaning up from lunch doesn't take long, so plenty of time to talk her garbage out. Fast. I mean, I guess the reason why she doesn't clean up because she doesn't have arms. Think so? I want to say it's because she doesn't have arms to do so, but you know, then you can pull off something to me, and she can apparently use her arms as like clean up and shit. I wouldn't even be surprised if she just did that. She was a lightning. Marsha greets me with a fleeting wave, grin across her face as I walked in the door. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen her. Like she was like always like out of the picture more often than not. You see in the cafeteria, he chimed. Yeah, I decided it was too crowded there. Asa's grin gets even wider. Really, are you sure he wasn't like precipitating in the liquid when this yeah, I don't even know what she talked to me either. Was relatable. There we go. What are you what are you talking about? He was on the roof, right? With both Red and Emma, no less. You Kansas last year? We just had lunch, that's all. Emma burst into laughter, drawing attention to several classmates. Ha ha ha, you're so adorable when you blush like that, Hichan. Thank you. He gives me a conspiratorial wink. Conspiratorial. Wink. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. There's no secret. Huh? You see disappointed that and then brightens up again. And we'll tell. I didn't know what the hell she's talking about, but blessing her, our teacher comes in and the class starts. Another day in class, that's funny trigger herself. And especially I wanted to stay awake for a few days. Be sure that counts as a miracle. Legs is trying to stand up for me. I guess running harder than me. Head down the hall to make sure down I've hardly chipped away at my homework for a while. I feel like culture picking and particularly unsavory. It is no it's knows it known knows that he knows this is what I eat, but is not sure that it shouldn't be ordering or takeout. But I think I said that whole sentence probably. It knows this is what it eats, but it's not sure that it shouldn't be ordering takeout instead. But like it's not sure that it shouldn't be ordering takeout. Okay, I understand. I don't think I could take this, but it's important to get my work done. Let's see, what am I supposed to be looking at over again? No, it's a losing battle, but I fight halfway through my math homework. Um, this is working. I need distraction. Fortunately, my options for distractions are very slim. I'm not in the mood to read it and to read it right now. NJ is unusually out of his room. Eight. I go to the student council room. I'll end up doing work for those two. And heavens know where everyone else is except for, well, I suppose that's an option. I grab my shoes and head back to the truck. Mom's probably there. Hmm. I think I'll stop right here and post the rest on, well, not the rest, but post this on YouTube. Thank you for watching the stream, even though it was like a short, but I guess it's a good test to see how my new system is right